इज न्यू क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स क्या है, पहले जैसे उसमें न्यू क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स के अंडर हमें दे रखा है रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस, which is on which the new classical economics is based. Then there is dynamic time inconsistency and policy ineffectiveness. ये तीन चीजें हैं, right? First of all हम क्या करेंगे, पहले हम रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस जो है वो एक डिटेल में इस हाइपोथेसिस को कर लेंगे, राइट? कई बार क्या होता है क्वेश्चन सिर्फ रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस पे आ जाए तो हम उसका डिटेल्ड वर्जन लिखेंगे, बट समटाइम्स व्हाट हैपेंस जो क्वेश्चन है वो आपका न्यू क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स में ही आ गया, सिंपल न्यू क्लासिकल थियरी क्या है। सो न्यू क्लासिकल थियरी में रादर देन राइटिंग डाउन होल ऑफ द रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस इन डिटेल में लिखने की बजाय हम उसको उसका स्मॉल क्रक्स लिखते हैं, एंड अलोंग विद दैट वी गिव policy ineffectiveness and other principles of the न्यू क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स। तो क्वेश्चन अगर न्यू क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स से रिलेटेड हो तो हम सारे जो प्रिंसिपल्स हैं न्यू क्लासिकल इकोनॉमिक्स के वो सारे प्रिंसिपल्स को कवर करते हैं, बट अगर क्वेश्चन सिर्फ रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस पे आए तो उसे हम डिटेल में लेंगे। सो वंस वी हैव डन द रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस इन डिटेल, सो ऑटोमेटिकली फिर हम जो है न्यू क्लासिकल थियरी में उसको डाल सकते हैं इजिली, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई बिफोर starting with full-fledged new classical economics, I'm just covering this first concept, which is the rational expectation hypothesis, क्योंकि question दोनों तरीके से आ सकता है। Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So first of all we are going to talk about rational expectations hypothesis. Now the idea of rational, we have already done that whenever people take decision, that is based on their expectations, उनकी expectations पे based होता है, right? Whenever people take decision regarding investment, whenever people take decision regarding their consumption, regarding their savings, right? Regarding their wages, कितनी wage होनी चाहिए उनकी, these decisions of the people, because they are basically agents, productive agents in the economy, and these agents work for their self maximization of their interest, self interest, अपने self interest की maximization के लिए वो work करते हैं economy में, and whenever they take decisions in the economy, their objective is the maximization of their own utility, अपनी utility को maximize करना उनका objective होता है, right? So whenever they take decisions, right, their future expectation, what they are expecting regarding the future, that is also included in that. वो जो उनकी decisions है, that depends on these expectations, इन expectations पे depend करते हैं। Like for example, अगर हम simple सा ही example ले, that when person earns his income, they take the decision that out of this income, how much consumption should be done, how much savings should be done, right? So this decision is also based on their expectation regarding the future, right? If they are expecting that in future their standard of living should remain the same, and but the income may not remain the same, then they will save more, क्योंकि वो same consumption, same utility है, वो अपने entire lifetime में achieve करना चाहते हैं। So whatever they are going to earn in their entire lifetime, accordingly they take the consumption decision today. So whatever they are expecting out of the future, their consumption, that expectation affects the consumption decision of today and the saving decision of today. So I'm just giving one example that expectations basically affects the decision making of the micro agents, जो micro agents होते हैं उनकी decision making को affect करती है, right? Now these expectations, ये जो expectations हैं इन्वेस्टर्स का तो हमें पता है कि दे मेक इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन, दे whenever they take expectation decision, it is on the basis of their future profitability, profit prospects and market conditions. तो उनका तो we know कि future से बहुत ज़्यादा related है. Even the consumption decisions of the household also get affected by their future expectations. The wage rate in the economy get affected by the future expectation that what will be the price level in the economy in future. Accordingly, जो labor है, they demand higher wages in their wage contracts, right? So that means all the things, all the decisions which are taken by these agents in the economy that get affected by the expectations, वो expectations से effect होती है, and by using these expectations they try to maximize their own utility. वो अपनी utility को maximize करने की कोशिश करते हैं. Now we have already studied that there can be a two type of expectation in economics which we study. One is the adaptive expectation and another one is the rational expectation. Adaptive expectation means when the expectations are based on the post trend as well as the current information and experience. जो experience है या जो past में trend रहा है, when the expectations are based on that, then that is known as adaptive expectations. Adaptive expectations कहते हैं. And under adaptive expectation, it is assumed that the recent past will repeat itself. जो recent past में हुआ है या जो past में होता हुआ आ रहा है, it will repeat itself. Trend will repeat itself, and on the basis of that, expectations are made by the agents in the economic system. But rational expectations जो है, the idea of rational expectation was first of all was given by John Muth. John Muth ने दिया था in 1961, and he has borrowed this concept from engineering literature. ये engineering literature से उसने लिया था, right? And basically he has said that whenever people, consumers or producers, whenever they take decision, that is get affected by the expectation. वो expectation से affect होती है, and these expectations are rational. ये जो expectations है ये rational होती हैं. Rational in the sense that expectations and event, जो expectation है और जो actual event हुआ, आपने एक्सपेक्ट किया था कि इस तरीके का इवेंट होगा, व्हेन एक्चुअली इवेंट हैपेंस, तो जो उनमें डिफरेंस एक्सपेक्टेशन या इवेंट में, दैट डिफर ओनली बाय अ रैंडम फॉरकास्ट एरर. जो डिफरेंस आएगा वो फॉरकास्टिंग एरर की वजह से आएगा, राइट? सो दैट मींस रैशनल, अंडर रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस, इट इज assumed that people, whenever they make the expectation, these expectations are rational. Rational means whatever the available information is there, people collect that relevant information, and on the basis of that relevant information they make their expectations. वो अपनी expectations build करते हैं. They are rational. और rational word हम कब use करते हैं? We say rational consumer, we say rational producer. That means when the objective of the consumer or objective of the producer is to maximize their utility, ऐसे लोगों को हम rational कहते हैं. So rational expectation means the expectations basically while collecting all the information which gives the maximum benefit to the people who are making these expectation, उनको maximum benefit वो provide करे, right? So these type of expectations are known as rational expectation, which are not only based on the past trend. जो सिर्फ past trend पे based नहीं है, these expectations are based on past trend, current values, as well as all the relevant information which people get or which people can get for taking any decision, for making any expectation. Now these as far as these informations are concerned, these informations are scarce like a commodity. ऐसा नहीं है कि सारी information open में ही available होती है. These informations are scarce like a commodity, and for getting these information, sometimes even people or the producers or the investors, they make a payment for that. You have seen people take the services of the experts. लोग experts की services लेते हैं कि market किस तरीके से जो है वो change होगा, क्या expect किया जाए market से, market में trend किस तरीके का होगा. Even they hire the services of the experts on this. People even buy the data regarding the changes in the market. Data जो है वो भी लोग collect करते हैं, buy करते हैं, and on the basis of all this relevant information, whether that is related with the past behavior, whether that is related with the current behavior, whether that is related with the future changes, all this information collected by the agents, and on the basis of that they make their expectations. वो अपनी expectations build करते हैं. This is known as rational expectations. हम इसे rational expectations कहते हैं. Right now whenever economic info, अगर हम economic sense में कहें, people basically take the information regarding the variables, regarding the economic variables, particularly about the monetary and fiscal policies of the government. क्योंकि जो monetary और fiscal policies होती हैं government की, they affect the future course of the economy. वो future course को affect करती हैं, right? So and it is जो rational expectations है वो ये assume करती है that economic agents have full and accurate information about the future economic events. वो accurate information जो है about future economic events is there with the agents के साथ ये exist करती है. But that doesn't mean कि उनकी जो foresightness है वो एकदम perfect होगी. These expectations can be correct. Sometimes these expectations can be incorrect also, जिसको हम error कहते हैं. So there can be forecasting error. तो forecasting error है वो exist करता है, but once the forecasting error is there, that means there is a difference between the expectation and the actual event, then this error is get corrected by the people. जो लोग हैं या जो firms हैं, वो producers हैं, वो इस एरर को करेक्ट करते हैं. अडैप्टिव एक्सपेक्टेशन में हम क्या करते हैं, जो पास्ट में चला आ रहा है वो उसी को कंसीडर करते रहते हैं. बट इन केस ऑफ रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन, इफ देयर इज a difference between the actual event and the expected expectation, that is known as forecasting error. उसे forecasting error कहते हैं. And this forecasting error is get corrected by the people when next time they make the expectation. इस error को वो जो है correct करते हैं. Right? So this is basically known as rational expectation hypothesis. इसे हम rational expectation hypothesis कहते हैं. Now because of this rational behavior of the people regarding the expectations, whenever they make expectations, due to this monetary and fiscal policies of the government becomes ineffective. जो हमारी stabilization policies हैं वो ineffective हो जाती हैं. Why? Because on the basis of this information which people collect from the past events, from the current, from the all the information which is available to the people, they basically make the expectation that what type of a fiscal policy and monetary policy is taken up by the government. Government किस तरीके की किस situation में कैसी monetary policy follow करती है, कैसी fiscal policy follow करती है. Like for example, people expect that whenever there is a recession in the economy, recession होता है economy में, then government जो है they cut the taxes को cut करते हैं. There is increase in the government spending, there is increase in the money supply, or the budget deficit might be used. Budget deficit financing है that can be taken up by the government. So these type of changes people expect. लोग इस तरीके के changes जो है expect करते हैं. And if government takes up the same type of policies again and again, people can easily expect these changes. इन changes को लोग easily expect कर लेते हैं कि अगर इस तरीके का situation होगा, like if there is this type of inflationary situation is in the economy, then what type of policy, fiscal policy and monetary policy will be taken up by the government. People expect that easily on the basis of their rational behavior, अपने rational behavior की basis पे. If there is a recession, what type of a fiscal policy or monetary policy will be adopted by the government, people expect that. लोग उसको expect कर लेते हैं. Now due to this what happens, effect क्या आता है, because due to this people take the counter cyclical measure. जो लोग हैं वो automatically पहले ही counter cyclical measure ले लेते हैं अगेंस्ट दोज पॉलिसीज टू सेफगार्ड देयर सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट. अपने सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट को सेफगार्ड करके वो पहले ही उन पॉलिसीज के अगेंस्ट जो है अपने आप को कवर अप कर लेते हैं, सो दैट they should not get affected by these policies inversely, right? Due to this, when the policy actually get executed in the economy, jab execute hoti hai economy mein, then these policies become ineffective. ये policies जो हैं ये ineffective होती हैं because people have taken the steps against these policies in advance. If they are thinking that prices are going to increase due to which the real factors will change, so accordingly they take the decision beforehand. वो पहले ही decision ले लेते हैं, they safeguard themselves. Because of that, these policies become ineffective in reality when these policies are launched by the government or executed by the government. So because of this, what happens, the policies becomes ineffective. जो policies हैं वो ineffective हो जाती हैं because people now understand the economic behavior of these policies. People understand the type of policies which are adopted by the government. Now that doesn't mean कि government की कोई भी decision making जो है it will not affect the economy anytime. Any surprise element, अगर government कोई ऐसी policy या ऐसी चीज introduce करती है which is unexpected, जो unexpected है and people cannot expect that, जिसको लोग expect नहीं कर सकते हैं, then there will be effect on the economy पे effect होगा. Like for example, जब government ने demonetization का decision लिया, अगर demonetization लोग पहले से ही expect कर लेते, right? So they would have taken a safeguard measures against that. But demonetization was a surprise for the economy. That was a unexpected thing which has happened in the economy. That is a different issue कि उसका positive effect आया, negative effect आया, but effect आया economy में, right? So because that was a surprise element in the economy, so those policies become successful in the economy, which are basically a surprise element which people cannot expect. जो लोग expect नहीं कर सकते हैं वो short run के लिए change लाती हैं. But when people become familiar with those type of surprises also, अगर same type of a surprise government बार बार देगी, then people become more people can expect those more accurately. उन changes को भी लोग ज़्यादा accurately expect कर सकते हैं, and due to that even those policies start becoming ineffective in the economy में ineffective होती हैं. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? अब रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन का हमने जब फिलिप्स कर्व किया था, लॉन्ग रन फिलिप्स कर्व, अगर तुम्हें याद होगा तो लॉन्ग रन फिलिप्स कर्व इज अ स्ट्रेट लाइन कर्व. ये स्ट्रेट लाइन कर्व होता है. एंड व्हाई इट इज अ स्ट्रेट लाइन कर्व? बिकॉज when initially in the short run, when government go for an expansionary policy, government expansionary fiscal policy या expansionary monetary policy adopt करती हैं in order to reduce the unemployment को reduce करने के लिए, because of those expansionary policies, prices and wages starts increasing. Initially when people are not able to expect that, इन changes को जब वो expect नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, then initially unemployment in the short run can reduce हो जाती है, जो हम फिलिप्स कर्व में already, I'm not making it again, क्योंकि जब हमने लॉन्ग रन फिलिप्स कर्व किया था तो उसमें हम ये already कर चुके हैं कि shorter duration के लिए there is reduction in the unemployment में reduction आती है because people cannot expect the changes in prices. लोग जो हैं वो prices में changes या wage rate में change, real wage rate में changes, they are not expecting that. But later on what happens, when people start realizing that these type of actual changes has happened in the economy, again we come to the same level of natural rate of unemployment. दोबारा economy natural rate of unemployment में आ जाती है, and in the long run policy becomes ineffective. Policy ineffective हो जाती है. And if the same type of a policy is taken up by the government again and again, then even in the short run, if economist says that even in the short run these policies become ineffective, ये जो policies हैं वो ineffective हो जाती हैं. Only those policies will be having effect in the economy which are having a surprise element for the people, जिसमें लोगों के लिए surprise element हो, the thing which people cannot expect, जिसको लोग expect नहीं कर सकते हैं, right? So this was our basically rational expectations hypothesis. ये हमारा rational expectation hypothesis होता है, and because of these rational expectations the problem of policy ineffectiveness arises. जो problem है policy ineffectiveness की वो arise होती है, right? So ये हमारा कॉन्सेप्ट था जो मैंने और इसमें जब तुम इस कॉन्सेप्ट, मैं तुम्हें नोट्स इनको सेंड कर दूंगी। इन नोट्स में एग्जाम्पल में जो है फिलिप्स कर्व, जैसे मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया है, फिलिप्स कर्व दे रखा है। सो इफ द क्वेश्चन कम्स ऑन ओनली रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन हाइपोथेसिस, then along with explaining a rational expectation hypothesis, you will give the rational expectation and the Phillips curve, and you will show with the help of a Phillips curve that how because of rational expectations which people make, the policy becomes ineffective in the long run. There can be effect in the short run में effect हो सकता है, but ultimately in the long run these policies become ineffective. And I am not repeating this again and again, I am not making the Phillips curve again and again, क्योंकि already जब हमने फ्रीडमैन फिलिप्स का Phillips curve किया था तो उसमें हमने देखा था कि जब तक लोग till the time period the government can fool the people, policy will be effective, जो policy है वो effective हो जाती है, but the time when people realizes the actual changes, when people can expect the actual changes, then during that time policy becomes ineffective and economy again come to the same level of unemployment. याद है हमने ये किया था फिलिप्स कर्व में?
Yes, ma'am.
And that happens because of the rational expectation which is made by the people. लेकिन जो तुम्हें मैं नोट सेंड करूंगी उसमें rational expectation और फिलिप्स कर्व एक साथ दे रखा है, तो तुम्हें स्पेसिफिकली वो बैक नोट्स में जाकर रेफर करने की जरूरत नहीं है, इन्हीं नोट्स में तुम्हारा जो ये है कवर हो जाएगा, राइट? सो ये था हमारा rational expectations hypothesis, right? This is a small concept, ये small concept है, right? Now I want to start with the